Shelian Allen.
Shelian Allen.
Shelian Allen.
Federal investigators are now labeling the Allen Lottery Scheme Organization. It's named after Shelian Allen.
A Jamaican police officer is accused of smuggling cocaine from Jamaica to South Florida inside her body.
She has been charged for alleged wire fraud, mail fraud, and drug trafficking.
Price tag for 17 different victims across the country in excess of $1.69 million.
$1.69 million US.
$1.5 million from victims across the U.S.
Though some persons might disagree, we all assume a level of trust in our police officers. Following criminal records checks, extensive background checks, and general aptitude tests, they are all hired to uphold the law, laws of which they are required to follow themselves. So, how did this police officer of 18 years got arrested for not only fraud but drug trafficking? And how did her criminal enterprise amass over $1 million from elderly victims? This is the case of Shelian Allen, the police officer who was the leader of a scamming enterprise, who also worked as a drug mule. Welcome back to Crime Island, where we deliver an in-depth review of crime in the Caribbean. Today's case takes us back to the beautiful island of Jamaica, in the parish of St James, known for being one of the tourism meccas of the island. It's also known for being the birthplace of the Jamaican lottery scam. The details of this scam were recently discussed on our channel. But for those who missed it, these scammers would lead victims to believe that they have won the lottery, but the cash or prize will not be released without upfront payment of fees and taxes. Shelian Allen, affectionately called Shelly, grew up in Falmouth, Trelawney, but studied in the neighboring parish of St James at Cambridge High School. In 2004, she enlisted in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, shortly after she left the National Police College, and was assigned to the St James Police Division. As stated in our previous video, there are a number of JCF members who are caught in the middle of criminal activity, and as you might guess, Shelian Allen is no exception. According to the affidavit, this all started in the summer of 2019 when victim 1, who for the sake of this video we'll call Miss Betsy, got a call from an individual who we'll refer to as Kevin, who claimed to be a representative from the Publishers Clearinghouse. Miss Betsy stated that Kevin had realistic music playing in the background and told her that she won $18 million, a house, and a brand new Mercedes-Benz.
You have won for yourself $2.5 million and $750,000 in cash, okay?
This was just the first of many calls to Miss Betsy, as Kevin made several calls to her directing her to send the cash to different individuals in both the US and Jamaica as a form of paying all the fees to get what she won. One such individual, according to the affidavit, was our dear friend Constable Shelian Allen. According to Homeland Security agent, Miss Betsy received several calls day and night from other scammers claiming to be lottery representative, as scammers would usually sell their list of victims as potential victims to other scammers. And with Miss Betsy being a vulnerable elder, she sold her home to pay for what she thought was fees and taxes, but ultimately lost approximately $150,000 to these scammers. It was not until August 2020 the Brown County Sheriff's Office in Wisconsin was contacted by Adult Protective Services on behalf of Miss Betsy to report the matter. This report sparked a major investigation into Allen's criminal organization in November of 2022, which included the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the U.S. Postal Services, and Brown County Sheriff's Office. According to the affidavit, Miss Betsy was told to send $30,000 after she sold her home believing that she had won the Publishers Clearinghouse. She was told to send money inside a crockpot to an out-of-state address to one of Allen's co-conspirators, who for the sake of this video we'll call Andrew. Andrew, who's an American citizen who travels to Jamaica often, confessed during an interview that he met a female Jamaican police officer known as Shelly in a market in Jamaica. He also stated that during one of his visits, Shelly approached him and spoke about some money that she had in the US and asked if he could assist her to get it in Jamaica. He explained that Shelly asked him for his US address, indicating that she had something to ship, and asked if Andrew could ship it to her after receiving the item. Andrew stated that he agreed to assist Shelly because she is a police officer. On one occasion, he explained that he received cash inside a crock pot, which had a lot of $100 bills. Andrew explained that Shelly instructed him to send $21,000 of the cash and leave $9,000 behind. He admitted that he kept $9,000 in cash and sent $21,000 in cash to Jamaica in a barrel containing soap and other household items. In a separate interview conducted in Jamaica, Andrew told law enforcement that he knew Shelly for approximately 6 years. When he saw a picture of Allen, he confirmed that it was her. Additionally, Andrew also provided her phone number, which was the same phone number for the phone that she was arrested with. Once the report was filed, law enforcement also began to trace money from Miss Betsy to those directed by Kevin. By doing this, several co-conspirators were identified, as were numerous bank accounts used to collect the proceeds of the crime. According to investigators, Kevin instructed Miss Betsy to deposit 2 checks into a PNC bank account, one check for $6,000 and the other was for $4,000. According to investigators, this account belonged to Allen. Miss Betsy was just one of the many victims of Allen and her co-conspirators. But the sad thing is, lottery scammers only target the elderly. Allen, who at one point lived with her 82-year-old grandfather, who expressed shock at her arrest and was crying in disbelief, saying that this could not be his granddaughter. According to the affidavit, Allen's co-conspirators contacted many victims and informed them that they had won the lottery, which they called the Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstake. Victims like Miss Betsy were told that they need to pay fees to get their winnings and would be contacted by phone until their reserves were depleted. According to the Department of Homeland Security, Allen entered the US from Jamaica 9 times in less than 2 years, from January 2019 through to September 2021, with family members indicating that as far as they were told, Allen's frequent trips to the US were to take care of an elderly man. On one of these trips, Allen was referred to secondary inspection by CBP officers and HSI special agents. They interviewed Allen as well as conducted a border search of her luggage and her cell phone. After inspecting her cell phone, the CBP officers inspected Allen's luggage and discovered a second cell phone in the side pocket. The CBP officer also noted that upon the discovery of that cell phone, Allen's behavior started to change and her hand started to jitter. After handing the cell phone to the HSI special agent, he conducted a border search of the cell phone and noted the number to be the same number that was given by Andrew. However, at that point, they did not have enough information to make an arrest, and she was allowed to enter the US. Investigators also identified multiple accounts belonging to Allen in the US, which had received fraudulent funds directly from the scheme. In reviewing the PNC bank account that was used for Miss Betsy's scam, investigators observed that these 2 transactions for $6,000 and $4,000 were the only 2 transactions on the account. But investigators knew that with these scams, individuals would open an account and quickly receive fraudulent money and then remove the funds from the account. So it's clear that Allen opened the account with the main purpose of receiving the funds from Miss Betsy. According to the affidavit, Allen's lottery scheme netted a total of $1.6 million US, and over $128,000 was directly sent to Allen. However, being a police officer and the scammer was not the only stream of income for Allen. On February 3rd, 2022, on the day of her arrest, Allen arrived at Fort Lauderdale International Airport on a flight from Montego Bay, Jamaica, accompanied by her son, who was also arrested for lottery scamming. Upon arrival at customs, Allen and her son was referred to secondary inspection. CBP officers revealed that Allen had cocaine inside her private area and a package of cocaine also in her bra. In total, she had over 1,000 grams of cocaine on or inside her body. She was immediately arrested and later pled guilty on April 7, 2022 to importing cocaine in the US. Before all of this, Allen was forewarned and was previously suspended by the Jamaica Constabulary Force on corruption allegations over 2 years ago and was reinstated in 2021 after beating these allegations. This was the second shock for Allen's family, as the father of her child, Constable Rohan Buckner, was killed in 2018 while in a barber shop, with people now speculating that it was because of her illicit activities. On the dawn of her arrest, a family friend explained that for the mother of 6, helping others who were in need was like an obsession. While on the other hand, in describing her colleague, an officer had this to say to the Jamaica Gleaner about Shelian: "A food woman that," which is a Jamaican term which means that this person is all about money no matter where it comes from.
Allen had been on the radar of U.S. law enforcement for her suspected involvement in a multi-million-dollar lottery scamming scheme. When she was detained by federal authorities this year, she was searched and found in possession of more than 1,000 grams of cocaine. Some of the contraband was found in Allen's. Allen pleaded guilty to the charge in April and was sentenced to 33 months in prison on July 18.
Understanding the reason for police officers to commit crime has been a topic of research for many years. But one of the early research projects, the Mule Commission of 1994, found that greed is the primary motive for police officers to commit crime. This was agreed by Stanton and colleagues when they added that less experienced police officers are more likely to commit violent crimes, and officers who commit profit-motivated crimes are experienced officers late in their policing career, just like our dear friend Shalien Allen. Thank you for watching Crime Island, and if you found this video interesting, please remember to like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so, and please share your thoughts in the comment section.